What's up, everyone? This is part 9 on how to not do the kettlebell snatch. This is the noodle leg snatch. So I'm going to roll a clip. I actually had to use a heavier bell to demo this one, just because if you use a light bell, it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing wrong. So I'm going to do a few wrong ones. I'll actually throw in a few that are okay. Not okay, they should be perfect, but you'll see. Some bad ones, some good ones, some bad ones, and then we'll compare and contrast. Okay, so let's break this down. So let's start closer to the beginning. Almost there. Okay, so the noodle leg snatch is something that it's self-correcting if you use a bell that's heavier. If you use noodle legs on a heavier bell, you'll figure out real fast, okay, I'm noodle legging this. What that means is when I want to do a kettlebell snatch, well, this applies actually to the kettlebell swing, the clean, anything. I want to be pressing my legs through the floor. The best example I can give of this is if I told you to jump but do it in super slow motion, I will pay you $1 billion. I promise you I will. $1 billion if you can jump more than a millimeter off the ground in super slow motion. It's kind of a dumb thing to say because in order to jump, you need to quickly exert force down, which is going to make you go up. Same thing is going to apply here for your bell. If I want my bell to go up here, I need to drive my hips, well, I'll say drive my legs down, kind of hip snap, drive through the floor down with enough power to get my bell up here. So what I'm going to do is kind of just assign this some arbitrary numbers, okay? So these aren't real numbers, let's just make up some. Let's say I need a power level of 10 of kind of driving through the floor to get my bell up to here, okay? If I only snap hard enough with my legs and my hips, maybe I do a power level 5, that's going to give me enough energy or power to get my bell maybe here. If I drive with like a power level of 2, maybe my bell only goes this high, right? So you kind of get the idea of what I'm saying. If I lack the driving power downward, it's going to affect how high my bell goes upward. You're going to see this when I do the noodle leg snatch. I kind of have really soft legs. It's really slow and kind of sloppy looking. And what you're going to see is that it really affects on how I catch my bell. You can compensate around it by pulling with your arm harder than you should, or your lower back kicks in. Either way, you're still lacking the power to get the bell up there in the first place. So again, let's run clip and watch a few again. And again, just watch my legs. You can see this should really be a leg snap. Again, if I'm jumping, my legs are going to snap into this position to drive me upwards. If I'm just looking kind of right here, this is a pretty slow speed. Really soft legs. And that last one's a good example. My legs are so soft, I snap my bell. You can still see here, my bell is up. My legs haven't even driven through the floor yet. They're just really delayed. They're soft. Form-wise, you know, if you play in slow motion, it's sometimes hard to tell because the movement itself is not necessarily wrong. It's the right movement with not enough power. So now when I catch my bell, clunk, look where that bell had enough, we'll just say force or just say energy to make it this high. It should be, you know, we'll just say closer to overhead when I catch it. So now I catch my bell here, clunk. Well, now I have to kind of muscle it that last remaining distance because I only got it about 75% of the way there. Let's keep on watching. Okay, so on these ones here, I threw in a few full speed ones. So I'm going to go back one snatch. Let's go back a few snatches. Watch the difference in my leg speed, my hip and leg speed, from the sloppy ones to a real-time snatch. Too slow. Good. 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 Slow. 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 I mean, again, you can just see where I'm catching it on my wrist. It's just a clunk. So again, I don't want to spend too much time explaining this. This is really more of a physics lesson than anything else. But if you are noticing that when you're doing your snatch, you're almost having to kind of muscle it up the last, inch to however many inches to get that last, that overhead position, you're probably just not snapping through the floor hard enough. Again, simple concept. If you want the bell to land where it needs to go, you need to exert enough force through the floor to get it there in the first place. All the noodle leg snatch is just really soft legs. It's hard to say just bell up and that'll solve the problem, because sometimes that'll cause other problems. But one thing that you can work on to make this one better is just really heavy two-handed or single arm swings. A lot of people that are really struggling with their snatch power, simple fix. Let's say, okay, let's go back and let's work on just doing heavy two-handed or single arm swings and just develop, increase your force production, your power level during your hip snap. So again, I'm going to just start from this one from the beginning. I'm going to show you the slow ones versus the fast ones, and then we'll call this one a clip. Noodle legs. Noodle legs. Noodle legs. Noodle legs. Hip snap. Hip snap. Hip snap. Hip snap. Noodle leg. Noodle leg. Noodle legs. And wow, I just burned a lot of extra energy by not using the biggest muscles of my body. So let's change the camera angle here, finish with a nice crotch shot. Again, this is one that's a little bit more complex than that. There's a whole bunch of different reasons why this could be happening. The important thing is that you are able to recognize if it is happening. That could be from your own self-awareness. You can film yourself. Honestly, this is one where I'll call my own coach over, Andrea Chang. She's a master SFG. She catches things all the time in my snatch, and I've been doing it for a very, very long time. She'll point this one out right away. Not enough power, not enough power. And I have to go back to the drawing board and go, okay, what do I need to do to exert more force to the ground? And a lot of people don't want to do that because they feel like they're just taking steps backwards. Think about backing off of this, working on how much hip snap and drive you get through the floor. That will completely change your snatch. It'll allow you to move forward drastically. Okay, so this one's getting a little bit lengthy, so I'm going to cut it off. Good luck. Film yourself. Get a coach's eyeball on you. But no noodle legs, for the love of God. See you soon.